Well, it's still not bright out enough. That's a lie. But that's not even the grounds of this film. First, hi, I'm Sailor Moon. And I'm Sailor Earth. And today we're going to talk about, um, what are we going to talk about? Well, okay, sex jokes or love stunts or larks in Sailor Moon. And it really, some folks are, hold on, nah. Alright, I guess we'll talk about this one more time, but it's probably already been talked to about now. So, in Sailor Moon, you have what some folks would say this daily thing known as pervert. I am not making that up. Apparently, that seems to be thrown around a lot in Sailor Moon. Now, the first thing I want to tell everyone is I already told everyone that we're not for kids. And how do we know? Well, everyone who's ever watched anyone who's followed us or watched our films knows, or well, we know that they're all grown up, you know, or yeah. And we had never had any kids ever watch our films or follow our films or write on any of our films since we've been on YouTube for 6 years. You know, a lot of folks would actually look at our channel and they might think that that's not true, but this YouTube channel was never made for kids. It was never made for kids. The ones the channel was made for was Grownups and tweens. And even though some of our haters might believe otherwise, it was made for grown-ups and always will be. But you see, YouTube basically lied when they told you there was a thing known as general audience or middle ground or whatever you want to call it, where if you're making films that grown-ups and tweens like, then you don't have to follow the law. Now, first off, a lot of folks are going to say, oh, well, a lot of folks are going to say, if that's true or not, how would you know? Well, how do we know? Look at everyone that's ever wrote on on our films, on our fairway, who's ever followed us, are all grown up. You know, that's all we know. And we know this. It's not like we're lying or anything. We know this to be true. You know. So, but YouTube only gives you for kids and not for kids. Which, the truth is, some folks don't know if they're for kids or not. Because you're going to have folks like us who make films, yes, with dolls in them, true, but make films that grown-ups like, and their tweens like, or actually grown-ups and tweens like, and they're not going to know what to put themselves as. So I put ourselves not for kids since we know that we're not for kids. You know, we curse in our films. There was a lot of bitching going on, and some folks know that only grown-ups would be able to handle that. So it is what it is. So we picked right. Plus, YouTube didn't want to give you the general audience those French borrowed words or the middle ground. Is that they would lose more trade worth and income that they already lost when they had to settle, when they fucked up and they knew they were doing wrong. So Google and YouTube didn't actually want to lose trade worth, so they came up with the for kids, not for kids. And then they made up a whole bunch of shit about how folks were going to do it. The truth is, the FTC would only look at a fairway or more fairways if someone actually told them about it. Either they called them up or sent them an e-send or something. And then they could look at the channel or the fairway. They just won't come in out of nowhere and start hovering around looking at everyone's fairway hoping that they're going to get someone doing wrong. you know, because the truth is that would be going against someone's right to their one's own. But yeah, you're right, Sailor Moon. We're for grown-ups. We were never for kids. This Fairway and its films were made for grown-ups, has and always will be. The ones that watch our films, the ones that follow our Fairway and watch our films and read words on our films are grown-ups. Even though our haters, and we do have a lot of those out there, would actually believe something else. You know, I know there's some haters out there thinking, oh yeah, this is going to get them. You know, but it ain't going to get us. You know, since we never did anything wrong when it came to the law, and never did nothing wrong when it came to kids when it came to that law, we don't apply to it. All grown-ups watch our films, you know. Everyone we've ever talked with, anyone that's ever talked with us, wrote on our films, on our Fairway, followed our films, are all grown up. And none of them are for, hold on, maybe it's getting bright enough I can actually shut this off. Maybe not. Yeah. No. Still's not bright enough. Yeah. Folks saying, hey, you shift the timer back, it'll get more brighter in the morning. That's a lie. That's definitely a lie. And we never been for kids, and never will be. Our films have always been for grown-ups, and always will be for grown-ups. You know? So that's why we pick not for kids. And if you would watch our films, you would know. Anyone looking at any of our fighting films, or especially any of the films where we ever cursed it in, or any films where we were bitching about something, yeah, you would know that would not be kid-friendly or even kin-friendly. They'll even make films that grown-ups like. And everyone who's ever watched our films are all been grown-ups and always will be grown-ups. So I think we're good. So it's not going to be a hang-up with us. The only ones that are going to get in a hang-up are the ones that truly are doing wrong. The ones that truly are frauding, you know. The ones that get reported and told to the FTC, those Fairways or Fairway, those are going to be the ones that are going to be in a bind with the law and whatever handicap they think they need to put them underneath. But not us, because we never did anything wrong. You know, so it is what it is. Yeah, I know what you're going to say, Sailor Moon goes. Oh, well, Sailor Moon's PG. Yeah, the show's PG, true. But that doesn't mean our Fairway's PG. It doesn't mean what we do. We're doing this for grown-ups. Those who, you know, grown-up followers of Sailor Moon and all of our, and Sailor Earth put it, everyone who's ever watched or followed or wrote in any of our films all been grown-ups. Always had, always will be. This channel was made for grown-ups 6 years ago, and all the other ones that we made before that were all made for grown-ups too. So it is what it is, you know? And if that, it is what it is. We can actually, well, we can't show you any of this stuff, but we can tell you it's true. You know, go read anyone who's ever talked in any of our films. You know, you'll know they're all grown-ups. Go look at anyone that's ever, all of them that followed our films. They're all grown-ups. This Fairway was made for grown-up followers of Sailor Moon, and it is what it is. So I believe we're good. And who's gonna go call the FTC or send the FTC and say, oh, you better look at them? No one. You know, except one of our haters, but they've been blocked and banned from our channel, so they're Fairways. There's no way they're going to see any of what we're doing. You know, so it is what it is. You know, so we're not for kids. We're for grown-ups. and it is what it is. So that's it. All later for us. Me and Sailor Moon are done. I want to say how sad we are for shifting the light on and off, but it is what it is. When you shift the timers back, you don't get any, it doesn't get brighter in the morning. It's actually more darker in the morning. So it is what it is. Hope you like the film. We'll see you later.